Welcome to Niche Games Devlog number 11. For this devlog, I am just going to play my video game. So I've been working on this game, boxed in, for about 9 months now. I'm going into my 10th month. In this game, you pretty much just trap enemies by pushing blocks. So every level, you get another enemy to capture. So I will show you here shortly. Once I capture this guy, the level restarts and you have to capture 2. So 1 more enemy every level and a few more blocks. Alright, let's see. I have him, hopefully he doesn't get out of there. Yep, he didn't want to stay in there. So his AI is pretty simple. Right there, he was trapped. He just comes straight after you. You can actually push the enemies too. Not advisable unless you have a block in the way, but you can also turn off. If you look up here where my guy's at, I'm just toggling the push mode by hitting the Q button. I do have this mapped for controllers as well, like Xbox controllers, but I prefer to use the mouse and keyboard. I think my reaction time's a bit faster, really snappy movement if I do that. So these guys are just going to follow me. Their AI is pretty basic. They do have a knack for finding their way out of small areas for sure. If it's big enough, they really don't have much hope, as long as they're, properly trapped. Okay, so I'm just trying to bait both of these guys into the same little area if I can. Okay, looks like that's going to work. A pretty big line there. Maybe I'll come down here and trap them. Then I just have to cinch this off. There you go, level 3. I'll see if I can get to maybe level 8 at most, depending on how quickly I can get through these levels. The gameplay, I've heard, is challenging when you first start, just because it feels a little bit different, and the constant movement you kind of have to do to keep the enemies off you sometimes. I just saw a decently natural structure here, so I just pushed a few blocks to turn it into some sort of trap. Alright. Oof. He's on my tail. Okay, you've probably seen me do this trick before already. Once. Just kind of push through. Alright. I don't think they have a lot of hope of getting out of here. Alright. And 1 more. Oof. Okay, there we go. I do have different game modes, as I was saying. One of them, you'll have a gun and be able to shoot at them. They'll shoot back, some of them, just different types of bad guys. That's probably the game mode I'm just going to add the most random sorts of things I can to it. This game mode is just going to be these guys. They're not going to do anything else. I have been told my animation was just a little bit janky on my main character here, which I agree with. His run and push animation shuffles a little bit toward the end when he's not moving, and that looks a little unnatural for sure. That's something I'll have to correct. Okay, very good. If you guys have comments or suggestions, I'm really always open to hear that sort of thing. I really like feedback on this. I'm planning to have a demo out soon. I have a demo out on itch.io, but it's pretty far behind at this point. And I'm going to release a demo out on Steam. And I'll probably keep it just pretty close to the full game until I release this completely, so that people can get a feel for the game, bug report, anything like that. I don't have a ton of hope that this is going to make a lot of money or anything like that. Like I said, it really is for the experience of making a game, and I'm learning a lot and loving it. Let's see here. Video editing and things like that, I'm probably loving a little bit less, but that's why I don't do it as often. Okay, so These guys are following me in. Oh, hopefully I'll funnel the right way. You never know. The more of them that are trapped together, just the more chance you have of them breaking out or something like that. At this point, they're completely contained. The only way I would possibly lose is if I goofed it up myself. Alright, if I can get these guys just to move back. I've switched my push mode to where I don't push them. My worry is that I would break my containment here if I pushed too many of them into a block and back, and they would just start funneling out. I've done that, I don't know, 100 times before. I do find myself playing this game every time I sit down to work on it and I start testing one little aspect out. I end up playing 5-10 levels, no problem. Oh, got nabbed there. Yeah, sometimes you'll get a more favorable setup than other times, and when you have, say, 20 of these guys on the map, it really makes a difference what your initial setup is. I mean, pretty much any game is winnable, but it could be pretty difficult if you didn't have the right setup. But, I mean, luckily, you die and it just starts right on over, so... Okay, so these guys, one of them just doesn't want to go the same way as everybody else. Alright, herding cats here. Very good. Alright, so I think I will be able to close them off. Looks like I've got some scragglers out there. I'd be surprised if he was able to get around that. You never know, but maybe I can just bait him down here and back into the area I was hoping that he would stay in. Okay. The further the barriers, and then if I stay on the correct side of them, the much more difficult time he'll have doing anything to me. So that guy, it looks like he is getting out of there. If he falls back into the trap, that would be really kind of him. Alright, and that guy's gonna ruin my day here. Okay. Yeah, okay, there we have it. Get these guys all trapped. They're completely contained. I'm gonna switch my push mode so that I don't ruin my little box here. Just box these guys in. Name drop for the title right there. Alright, so those guys aren't going anywhere. They are trapped. That guy's trapped. Now just one more. Change my push mode and just push him on in. Alright, level 7. So I'm going to complete this, and then if I have time, I will show you some of the other models and creatures that I've been working on. Some that shoot back. I have a little test mode here for that sort of thing. And these guys are gonna nab me. That was a pretty good setup to start if you look at it. I could still goof it up, but hopefully I won't. Alright. Very good. So I kind of have them not contained, but there's a pretty good barrier there. And I would be surprised if they got out, although sometimes they surprise me. Okay. So what's left? I'll just close off this little lid. Eventually it gets very unlikely that you're going to capture all of them in one big trap. And I mean, that guy was in and he just popped right back out doing his own thing. A little bit of a maverick there. So, there we have it. Okay, switch push mode. Now I am just going to start segmenting off little parts of this. Only trapped one there, but that's fine. So here we have another little line we can make, and I'm just trying to eat up the room. So I make safe little spots to trap them in. I'm trying to make safe spaces. They're allowed here, I guess. Alright. So there we have it. Alright, and so I just changed up the theme. It changes every 7 levels. I do have completely different models. I'm going to pause this here, and I'm going to get on out. Little exit button there if you need. Gonna go to test. There's not really any levels to test. And here we are. So there is a mixture of people here that just don't really belong. That guy shot an arrow into his buddy. He would have actually died, except I don't have a death animation for him, so it probably ran into a bug. So I guess there's a little work to do there before I drop all of these guys in. Some crab people. Can only imagine what type of theme they'd go to. The ones that shoot will, or have any other ability, will only end up in the game mode pacify. They won't be anywhere else in the game. So, but yeah, it's been fun working on, and I hope you guys enjoyed seeing that. If you're still here, definitely like, subscribe, comment, love suggestions, love feedback, and yeah, I'll just see how this is received and make another one later. Thanks everybody. Bye.